In Matthew 22, verse 30, Jesus said, "For in the resurrection they neither marry nor are given in marriage, but are like angels in heaven." Marriage has come about due to the events which occurred during the time of confusion I detailed in my video, The Genesis of Genesis. At that time, the Father was acting on incomplete instructions, and he instituted marriage before this was corrected. This meant that the institution of marriage as defined had to come to pass. Marriage is allowable under the true law. You are free to do as you choose, even to bind yourself to another, to the exclusion of all others. But marriage is a distortion away from the truth because it is exclusionary. The angels in heaven neither marry nor are given in marriage because those living in the truth are not possessive and give freely, acknowledging that people change over time and that eventually we move on to new opportunities and new challenges. Marriage is seen to have many benefits in the world we know, establishing and securing stable homes in which to raise children surrounded by love and affection, where they have parental role models present and are protected from outside harm. Growing up with married parents provides measurable advantages to such children, and both married partners have a lifelong companion whom they can trust and rely upon. When compared to life outside of marriage in the world we know, this seems like a good deal. But the world we know is profoundly sick, and not at all like the world that was, or the world to come. In the world to come, the Lord guides us through the Spirit so that we are challenged and nurtured and supported by a loving Father wherever we go. Everyone can see whether an act contains trespass, and those who have trespassed are marked by their sin until they repent and atone. Nobody is perfect, so perfection is not demanded. Instead, correction is offered when we fall short. Abundance is everywhere, such that no one hungers or thirsts unless through choice. People trust and are worthy of trust, such that they freely wander and have no care for possessions. Everyone loves and accepts everyone else, such that support, comfort, guidance, protection, and all forms of emotional nourishment are freely given from all members of the community. Everyone knows not to censor and the costs of fleeing from truth. There is such acceptance of God's will and law that even children wander freely and go where and to whom they choose. Life is a constant adventure, full of discovery and wonder. God is known by all, for he nourishes the earth with his light visibly from heaven, and his love can be felt at all times. His light is not harsh like the light of our present sun. His light is suitable for our eyes, and we happily bathe in his warmth. Any and every desire of our hearts is met, although we may be presented with challenges in order to earn and better enjoy our pleasures. These needs are met without trespass. If there is agreement in life or at the level of the soul, then there is no trespass, and there are those who love to give in the extreme, as well as those who love to take in the extreme. The Lord brings them together through the Spirit. Freed from scarcity of basic necessities and nourished in all ways, each person is free to develop themselves according to their true desires. People can join together and build and satisfy their curiosity. Each of us is surrounded by people who love to serve others, and the Lord is the greatest servant of all, standing as an example of perfect acceptance, understanding, compassion, and love. We can contact each other directly from mind to mind, and even speak with the animals in this way. Love and support are all through the earth and life on earth. If we choose to hunt for food, then either an animal will choose to come to us in service as food, or if they do not desire to do so, or if we desire a challenge, an agreement can be made through the Spirit, such that an animal is offered the opportunity to be hunted, and if they survive, a suitable reward is given to them. If they decide not to accept, then consequences also come, as each of us is meant to be challenged. This is also true of the hunters. A condition of the hunt may be that the prey is free to also hunt them. The opportunities for testing and excitement and joy are countless in the kingdom of heaven. Imagine a world where we are loved, supported, and fulfilled wherever we go and by whomever we are with. In such a world, the concept of marriage is absurd. Our present obsession with searching out a suitable lifelong partner, along with the accompanying torment, is revealed as madness. A madness which is the result of terrible distortion of truth, such that we are surrounded by scarcity and danger, where by necessity we compete for scarce resources, including high-value partners. A world where we age far more rapidly than we should, and where the drive for children and the resources to raise them is extreme, where we care about status rather than service. When the possessiveness disappears, and we accept each other without the need for control, when our physical, mental, and emotional needs are met such that each of us lives with a firm foundation of great inner strength, when we embrace the challenges God puts in our path, grow and know ourselves and our true value, when we know that a partner will appear when we have need, marriage will be considered with the horror which it deserves. Incidentally, I've been trying to figure out what the Bible means by sexual immorality or sexual sin, and I think it refers to two things in particular. The first is adultery, because it is the breaking of a vow, both to God and to your partner, but also because it causes hurt to God and your partner, or to the partner of the one you are committing adultery with. The second is rape, because it is a trespass, a violation of someone else's sovereignty and will. I should add, though, that if there is an agreement at the level of the soul, then even rape is permissible. In life, the person might not know that they agreed to it, but in the kingdom of heaven this agreement will be visible. Where there is no trespass, there is no sin, and if the soul has agreed to it, then there is no trespass. At the moment we can't know this, so obviously rape must be opposed. Other than these, maybe you could count prostitution, because it is possessive instead of freely given love. Another possible exception could be those who use others without care for them, thoughtless people who simply consume and engage in sex as a form of worship of the world, taking people more for their perceived status and giving no care for their hearts. This kind of interaction can use people up badly and goes both ways in the end. These are the acts of empty people. Honest, free giving and taking isn't empty in this way, because there is real connection. There is no form of sexual act which is forbidden by God. No type of sex itself which is evil or despised. By this I mean you are free to have sex of any type, with anyone or anything, so long as there is no trespass. One of the first groups Satan attacked when he began his assault on the earth was those who have sex with animals. These people had temples. It was considered perfectly acceptable to explore this form of love. I remember the angels showing me these people, and how Satan poisoned others against them because they were easy targets. This was the beginning of a very deliberate and rapidly accelerating slippery slope of ever-widening condemnation and exclusion. Satan seeks to sow division and to make us resentful, fearful, thoughtless, self-loathing, weak-minded, intolerant, and hateful. He uses the division he sows in order to further restrict freedom, to forbid more things, such that now we are even being forbidden to speak our thoughts. He brings us evermore under his dominion. It didn't used to be this way, and we will be free again. When the kingdom of heaven is to be fully established on the earth, those who've demonstrated their belief in the true law will remain upon the earth and receive their reward in the age to come, whilst those who refuse to repent and will not come to God will be sent away to other planets where they can continue to experience the lessons they need in order to grow. It is my hope that everyone will come to their senses and turn, but time will tell. Either way, our world will be full of people who love each other as the Lord loves each of us, and as a consequence, marriage will disappear as a relic of a lesser time. Gone will be the torment of those trapped in loveless marriage. Gone will be the fear of isolation and insecurity. Gone will be the fear of judgment and stigma. Gone will be the cage of violence and oppression. Gone will be the bickering and loathing and spite. No more will we be tormented by love that cannot be. No longer will we live as hypocrites before ourselves, each other, and God. The true God is a God of perfect freedom, a freedom which challenges and nourishes and uplifts. Thy kingdom come. All the best.